Why do you think, Logic, that you know, like you mentioned, a drive-by or just a shooting, any random day, that might not get as much TV, talk time or whatever. Why do you think that that's the case? Why do you think that those are not qualified, or they are qualified as mass shootings? Because, like you said, the definition of mass shooting. But why do you think they're not televised in the same way that like the Buffalo, New York shooting was, or something like that?
Because I think in our communities it's normalized. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if they really cover the mass shootings that happens in, just say if they really go by the definition, we will have these Fox News alerts every day, 6 and 7 a day. You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest, maybe like 10 and 12 a day. And it just is so normalized that it's just like playing the same song every day, every morning, every evening. Eventually you'll get tired of it. But the mass shootings or the variety of what they put on TV, they'll normally happen once a month. And then the agendas that they smash it to makes it a bigger story. You know what I'm
Do you
saying?
think, I was gonna say, do you think that they're categorized differently because some are hate crimes and some aren't? Because like when there's a drive-by, that's not seen as a hate crime because it's probably personal. But when it's these mass have been coming on, that we've been seeing lately is in the grocery stores and whatnot, they're clearly hate crimes because you're targeting people based on a physical aesthetic.
Well, all of them they classify as mass shootings, and then they, even though they try to classify it as racism, they try to classify as that. Look at the people who get shot. It's more of a mixed variety. It's not like, I mean, the last one that you can truly say that I would say that was considered really a hate crime was it in South Carolina, Dylan Roof, where he actually targeted to go into a black church to actually harm black people.
Mm-hmm.
So if you think of everything else, is insane people on both sides doing the same thing. And that is that's my opinion. I don't think they go in there to a grocery store and say, hey, I didn't look at the people in this one right here. But I guarantee if I look it up and you see the people, it's probably a mix.
The video already came out yesterday of him targeting a white guy, realizing he was white, saying sorry to him, and going on to shoot black people in the grocery store.
Okay.
Yeah, he was
video dropped yesterday.
Yep. Yeah. So I will put this in the category of Dylan Roof. Yes, you have this one. Yes, but I'm saying most of them we have. Whether you look at the school shootings, whether you look at a lot of that, it really just don't have. It's the same thing. It's hate. I mean, but views. If you put a racial overtone on it, then undertone, whatever. Views. When you put races on it or race, and you tie that to it, the views gonna shoot through the roof.
So I don't mean to interrupt, but I was watching, and I do agree with that. I mean, I don't know. Like, I just got the topic as y'all brought it up, but I do realize that I'm in Chicago. Shootings happen over the weekend all the time. It's not classified as mass shootings. 3-4 people could get shot, and it's not classified as that. Mm-hmm. This happens is news because it's like you said. You add the racial adjective to it. You add racist adjective to the headline. Now it's like we need to watch this. This is America. We need to do something about it. These are. Mm-hmm. Somebody got shot down. Somebody got shot at downtown in I think Millennium Park, and the mayor's on TV talking about Millennium Park because it's not in a black neighborhood. When black and brown people getting shot every day in Chicago, it's just like this weekend is just weekend on the ticker. It's just telling you, oh, this happened over the weekend. It's somebody shot, and we go on about our lives. But when it happens downtown in a prominent space or in the face of Chicago, it's just like, oh, we gotta let everybody know Chicago is not a bad city. It's this was just an isolated incident, and we getting on top of it right now. So again, I don't know the statistics on mass shootings, but I do feel like when there's a narrative or a story to get behind, that's when it's national news.
So the issue that I have is that when there is violence in America against other minorities, something is done about it, like stat. Like, remember last year when all the Asian hate crimes were happening and all of that stuff were happening? They rolled out legislation that same year.
Yeah.
For Black people, like, come on, like, it's dangerous for us to go outside.
I'm gonna play the devil's guy. I mean, I'm gonna just because it's a conversation and I love them. But you remember though that when anybody try to make a move on Black crime, they're declared racist. In the lovely city of Chicago, when one president had said that I will send in the FBI if you cannot fix your situation. That person was classified as a racist. So the thing is a lot of people have to actually take baby steps around the Black community because, I mean, if I'm just saying, it's what it is.
I think logic that Kayla's
Baby
talking
steps.
about legislation around hate crimes. So I don't think that, I think you're talking about something different. I don't think that
I'm talking about a presidential order.
Yeah, but if we're talking about legislation specifically around hate crimes, do you think Black people are going to be like, no, don't do that? We don't need any legislation against hate crimes towards us. Like, I don't think anybody's going to say that.
We all
But
want
if
legislation.
you
'cause
do a
that-
Black hate crime, right? Says if you do a Black hate crime bill, who gonna be the biggest violator of that bill?
White people.
Really?
For
Well,
hate
logic-
crimes, I
logic.
don't know. Killing other Black people because they're Black. Black people are killing other Black people because of personal issues, money, business, something that's going on like that. They're not saying like, oh, he's Black,
Right.
calling him a monkey and an animal and trying to kill him. You know, that is like totally, or delete him rather. That is like totally different. Like, do tell me that you know Black people leading other Black people because they're Black.
But that's like telling me this is the problem. What I got. Sorry, I'm gonna just make this quick, Kevin.
Yeah.
This is the problem, right? If I walk in and I slap you, my motives of slapping you, whether you spilled some syrup on me, whether you stepped on my shoe, whether you spit on me, whether you did it. The thing is, it's murder and it's a crime. And I think when you start adding them different layers to it, it's starting diluted. Like, look, I'm with you.
What
I don't
layers
want
though? We're talking about hate crimes. That is what we're specifically
know.
talking about. So it's not like I'm adding a layer to deaths or to crimes. I'm talking about a specific crime. And it's very, very hard to believe that you're sitting here and you're saying that you think that if they look at the numbers, the number one people that are committing that are hate crimes against black people.
Yeah.
For real, like, come on, logic. That doesn't even make sense.
It
If
makes a
you're
lot of sense, but that's how we get stuck and sold into a narrative that destroys ourselves. Like
It's
I
not
said,
a narrative. It's just this one point, and then the narrative is this whole is everything.
mhm.
If you're just talking about intra-racial, like if you're just talking about crime that Black people are committing against each other,
or
that's
crime in general,
or crime, that's a
We would-
different thing than like hate crimes. We were specifically talking about hate crimes when she was talking about the when all the anti-Asian hate crimes were happening, what, like
right?
a year or so ago. So it wasn't just like, you know, people that were, you know, out here committing crimes randomly. It was specifically targeting groups of people based on their race, based on being women, based on being, you know, so those things would be considered hate crimes versus like
By
a
definition,
drive-by of somebody that you know. It wouldn't be considered, just based on the definition of hate crime, a hate crime. And that's not me saying that
by definition, hate crime says social group. Social group. Now, just do the research.
Okay, social group.
Which
Social
social
group.
group are you referring to, Logic?
Just Google the definition of hate crime.
Which
And
social
then-
group are you referring? Which, like, let's say outside of race, religion.
Groups would be considered something like Bloods and Crips.
Prejudice,
Wait, hold
evidence of prejudice based on
wait,
race,
we gotta if we
gender
go
identity,
let's
religion,
ask-
disability, or sexual orientation.
It's specific.
it just look, I know this triggering because a lot of times we don't read things, we go by narratives.
I
If you
just
look,
read the definition.
wait, just wait. I can explain to you before you get outraged, right? The social group, the definition of a social group would be considered something like Bloods and Crips, social groups, 63rd and 61st. Them will be classified as different social groups. If you want to be honest with you, based on the definition of hate crime, what we see all the time in Black communities will be classified as a hate crime.
Okay, so I just looked up the definition from the Bureau of Justice Statistics, and it says a hate crime is evidence of prejudice based on race, gender, identity, religion, disability, or sexual orientation. It says nothing about a social club.